Hi everyone, this is a video for the students who've been out this week due to illness and or quarantine, and then also just for the students that feel like they just need a little bit of a review when we're talking about the AR present tense verbs. So I started off this lesson by saying, so far in Spanish, you've been able to say nouns like he and she and profesor and swimming pool and all of those fun things. But in order to make a sentence in both English and in Spanish, you have to have a noun and a verb. And today I am going to help you understand how verbs are formed in Spanish and how we can use them. So we'd start off by saying in English, an infinitive is the verb form that uses the word to plus a verb. So for example, to wash, to cook. Like I said, we have these in English. It's just as simply to plus a verb. In Spanish, the infinitive always, I apologize, my writing's not good on this, ends in AR, ER, and IR. So for example, caminar means to walk. That's on your vocab list this week. That's an infinitive. Comer means to eat. That's an infinitive. Abrir means to open, and that's also an infinitive. Irregular verbs in Spanish have a stem that is used with all subjects. They also have a set of endings that are added to the stem to identify the subject. To find the stem of a verb, we remove the AR, the ER, or the IR ending. So for example, if we look at caminar, okay, I would take off the AR, and what's left is the stem, CAMIN. All right, if I were to write a different one, like hablar, okay, take off the AR, what's left, again, is the stem. So that would be the first thing that I'm going to tell you to do, especially right off the bat. I'm going to tell you to take off the AR, literally put an X on it, so that way you don't think about it, and then what's ever left is the stem. And the second part of how to form these verbs, we see that verb chart that we worked with last week when we were learning the pronouns right here, okay? And I told you it's going to show up over and over and over again, and it's important we memorize where those pronouns are, because if the verb is the yo form of the verb, like we're looking at here, then we're going to drop the AR and we're going to add an O. If it's the to form of the verb, we're going to drop the AR and add AS. If it's the LA usted form of a verb, we're going to drop the AR and add an A. If it's the nosotros form, we're going to drop the AR and add AMOS. I told you last week we're always going to cross off this box, so still cross it off for me, please. And then, again, if it's the eos ustedes form, we're going to drop the AR and add an AN. And by doing that, instead of saying, I to wash the dishes, because lavar means to wash, you're now saying, I wash the dishes. Oopsies. All right. So here are some examples. All right, and you can look back at the notes. I've also posted these completed notes. For you, there's just no audio to it. But anyways, you can see here that I already crossed off the AR. What's left is CORT. So again, it's the yo form. We see the subject here, so I'm going to put the stem, CORT, and we're going to add an O, corto. So now instead of saying yo cortar el césped, which means I to cut the grass, now it says I cut the grass. Again, I've already crossed off the AR. SAC is what's left of my stem. My subject is nosotros, so I'm going to write SAC. I'm going to look back at the chart to see what the ending letters are, which they are AMOS. So now it says we take out the trash. Here's another one, lavar. What's left is LAV. Again, I'm going to look back and see what the ending letters are for the to form, and it's AS. Now this next one, again, we had to talk about last week when we replace a proper noun with a pronoun. So now we're going to have to think through that first. So again, here we have Luis y Pablo. That's two guy names. So we are going to use ellos, they, masculine, to replace those two. So now I can see here my stem is L-I-M-P-I. My subject is ellos, so if I look back at the chart, I see that the ending letters for ellos are A-N. So now my sentence says, Luis and Pablo clean the bathroom. So the only other thing I want to add to this before I get off of this video is that these verbs are in the present tense. So these sentences are super, super simple. They will say things like, I walk, you talk, he runs, that type of thing. They're not anything super complicated like I will run or I ran yesterday, nothing like that. They're just very simple present tense. Again, if you ever have any questions, please email me at obright@western.k12.in.us, and then I will try to answer your email or answer your question through email, or we can always set up a Zoom time and I could try to explain things there. I hope you guys have a great day and a great Thanksgiving.